Uy! Finally, dumating na ang order ko na Xiaomi 15 Ultra. This is the most premium smartphone for 2025 ni Xiaomi. And personally, ang daily driver ko is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. And probably, I might be able to tell you yung differences niya and yung improvement niya from its predecessor. Powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite, together with a 6,000 mAh na battery, a big 200 megapixel na periscope telephoto lens, and Bluetooth 6 capable na siya. More details after this quick intro. Na ito si Xiaomi 15 Ultra na may 12 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage is currently priced at around 59,000 pesos na pwede nyo mabili sa UKDB Gadgets, which I'll link on the description box below. Pero kung online shop naman hinahanap mo, I'll also post it on the description box below. Now, honestly, first impression is lumaki ang kanyang camera module. It has increased yung size niya compared sa Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Pero one thing to like naman dito sa kanya is that yung kanyang two-tone na color dito looks really nice and refreshing. The other two colors na available lang is black and white, which I think medyo boring. Ito lang medyo mas magandang color kasi I think it's being inspired by the Leica camera. Na makita mo Ultra logo dito, which is something new na wala sa 14 Ultra. And this time around PU leather finish on one side, and I believe that this is plastic finish on the other side. Pareho naman sila hindi fingerprint magnet, so okay sa akin. Meron din siyang side aluminum frames and a lot of antenna bands all over the phone. Now, ang protection itong front glass niya is a Xiaomi Shield Glass 2.0, which is tougher than ever compared sa kanyang predecessor, which is the Shield 1. And this is also a IP68 dust and water resistant, which I think it's a little bit bitin compared sa mga ibang other flagship na IP69 rated. But of course, I always say don't try to dunk it to the water if you don't need it. Kasi the worst thing that can happen to your phone once na nilublo mo sa tubig is baka magkaroon ng fog sa inyong camera lenses, which ang dami nagreklamo nung sa Redmi Note 13. Pati sa Xiaomi 14 Ultra, marami din nagreklamo. Now, pwede ka rin bumili ng camera kit dito sa Xiaomi 15 Ultra, but for me, I don't really find any practical usage para sa akin personally on my daily usage. It has really great capabilities kung masusulit mo siya as a photographer, but meron akong alternative na ituturo sa inyo. Tingnan niyo ito. Now, personally, hindi ko binili yung camera kit ni Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Bakit? Kasi I don't really find any day-to-day real-life usage na magiging practical para sa kanya. Nung 14 Ultra, bumili ako ng camera kit and well, honestly, I just use it around mga twice for the span of 2 months. So, really, hindi mo talaga siya bitin. So, I found some alternative na pwede mong gamitin dito sa 15 Ultra. If you're not the type of guy na lagi mong gagamitin yung camera kit, you can consider this option. So, I bought this from China. It's a case na pwede mo ikabit yung mga filters mo, which comes in really handy. I'm not sure kung kailan magkakaroon dito sa Philippines, but if meron, I'll just pop it on the description box. What this does is that pwede mo ikabit dito ang yung mga filters. Like mga nabibili ko from Small Rig, I have here is a CPL filter. Meron din tayong black mist filter. And I have here also is the VND filter na variable na may 1 to 5 stop. Now, what I can do here is just simply attach it here. No? And gets the job done. So, anytime na gusto kong gamitin to, i-adjust ko lang yung variable niya. No? Ayan, kita nyo. No? So, it does its job as yung filter niya. And another attachment na pwede mo bilhin is this one from Ulanzi, si CG01. Smartphone cap grip siya. No. It also has a Bluetooth na shutter button here, which also does na pwede ka mag-shutter dito sa kanya. And pwede mo siyang gamitin dito pag grip to mount it as a camera. No? So what you can do is maging mukha siyang ganito. after you attach everything. Honestly, I don't really find the practical usage ng camera kit ni Xiaomi. If you wanna spend 12,000 pesos, if you have the money, and if you find any practical usage, okay. But if you're like me, gagamitin mo siya maybe once a month, no? I'd rather buy something like this one. Itong from Ulanzi, and a case like this one para ma-attach mo yung filters mo, and you spend your money na lang sa mga filters ni small rig, which I think it's more practical. And pag ginip mo, it looks something like this. Halos same feel na rin ng camera kit ni Xiaomi. What you think? So kung gusto mo malaman kung saan pwede mabili itong mga kits na ito, I'll pop it on the description box below. Now, one of the best things dito is that this has a really powerful na processor, Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite. It's the best for this year. And another good news sa inyo is that binigay ni Xiaomi ang full potential ng chipset. And I was surprised that I was able to get a 2.7 million score dito sa Antutu benchmark, rivaling the same as mga Red Magic 10 Pro, which is a gaming phone. This is not a gaming phone, pero binigay ni Xiaomi ang lahat sa inyo. You'd see on some of our other reviews na meron Snapdragon 8 Elite, like si Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, nakakuha lang siya ng 2.1 million Antutu benchmark score. Si Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus, nakakuha lang siya ng 1.9 million Antutu score. And if tama naalala ko, si Realme GT7 Pro, nakakuha lang siya ng 2.2 million Antutu score. And ito ang kanyang breakdown score. Good job, Xiaomi. Ito ang benchmark score na nakuha natin sa Geekbench, sa kanyang CPU benchmarking. And ito naman sa kanyang GPU benchmarking. 5,700 kanyang loop score sa Wildlife Extreme, and 76% ang kanyang stability. Honestly, okay ang kanyang thermals, except na medyo rocky lang konti nung patapos na siya, and it throttled to 79% ang kanyang best performance. Now, usapang battery tayo. Ang laki ng jump nito from yung kanyang predecessor. Si Xiaomi 40 Ultra only has a 5,000 mAh na battery. Itong China ROM variant ni Xiaomi 15 Ultra comes with a 6,000 mAh na battery na silicon carbon na. Pero pag global na binili mo, 5,410 mAh, which is still an upgrade from the predecessor. And maganda dito sa China ROM variant, it comes together with a charging brick na 90 watts na hypercharge ni Xiaomi, which is missing sa global variant. Pero pareho naman sila supporting 80 watts na wireless charging and 10 watts na reverse wireless charging. Now, for my experience using this for a week already, I would say okay naman kanyang battery. I think, personally speaking, it is better than the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, which I think drains the battery a lot faster. Lalo na nag-upgrade ako sa HyperOS 2, parang pansin ko medyo mas bumilis pa lalo maubos yung aking battery throughout the day. And another surprise na nakuha ko dito sa kanya is that it was able to give me 20 hours and 46 minutes dito sa PC Mark na battery stress test under 50% brightness and 60 Hz na screen refresh rate. For me, makunat siya. Napag-usapan natin ang kanyang display. Pansin ko, one thing that improves dito sa kanya probably might be the display compared sa 14 Ultra. Feel ko parang medyo mas vibrant ng konti ang screen nito while browsing on socials. Probably kasi dahil I'm using the 14 Ultra din for exactly a year already. Pero one thing na napansin ko is hindi naman nagbago ang kanyang screen size. It still maintains a 6.73-inch na LTPO AMOLED display with a 120Hz screen refresh rate. And syempre, supporting Dolby Vision HDR10+. Tumaas din ang kanyang peak brightness to 3,200 nits compared sa predecessor niya na 3,000 nits. Now, kung browsing ka lang naman sa socials dito, expect mo naman magandang magiging experience mo dito. Browsing on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, be it sa Facebook, sa Instagram, or sa TikTok, swiping on the Reels, I think wala kang maging problema dito. Basta maganda inyong internet connection, I guarantee you sobrang smooth ang maging experience mo dito. Now, if you're watching HD content naman on this phone, dahil meron siyang level 1 na Wi-Fi security level, for sure that you'll be really surprised with yung ganda rin ka na display dito. Very punchy, bright ang kanyang colors, and the black is definitely blacker. Now, by the way guys, tinry ko ang Globe SIM, Smart SIM, and Dito SIM. Pareho naman sila lahat nakasagap ng 5G dito. And currently, this one is running HyperOS 2 inside Android 15. And this one comes together with a 4 major update ng Android. So, you should be updated up to Android version 19. Now guys, pag-usapan natin kanyang audio. Meron siyang 7 butas dito sa ilalim, and the other one is coming dito sa kanyang earpiece. So gusto ko lang pakita sa inyo kung gaano kalakas. Would the sound blow my mind or hindi? Honestly, ang lakas na kanyang sound. Almost the same lang sa Xiaomi 14 Ultra, pero mafe-feel mo yung bass niya. Ang sarap pakinggan sa inyong tenga. Now, naglaro naman tayo ng 4 games dito on this smartphone and I play Wuthering Waves, Farlight 84, Genshin Impact, and si Call of Duty Mobile. Now, one thing na napansin ko dito sa kanya is that tumaas ang kanyang touch sampling rate from 240Hz sa Xiaomi 14 Ultra up to 300Hz dito sa bagong Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Pagdating sa Genshin Impact, I would say na sobrang sarap ng experience ko dito sa kanya. I hardly felt any lags dito on this game. Sobrang smooth ng naging experience ko dito sa kanya. Battling against the boss and pag nagka-clash ka together with maraming enemies on the battlefield, talagang mafe-feel mo na okay parang smooth siya, wala akong na-feel na frame drops. Kung meron man halos negligible, wala naman akong masyado napansin on this smartphone. And definitely, the touch response is really fast. Yung sounds na is giving me a good experience on this one. It's really a flagship level phone. Kahit hindi siya gaming smartphone, pero bigay na bigay pagdating sa gaming. Pinakamainin na na-achieve ko dito is around 43 degrees Celsius after 30 minutes of gaming. Wuthering Waves, maganda rin naman experience ko dito. Though, at times, meron ako na-feel na minor frame drops pag naglalaban ako sa boss. And another thing na nagustuhan ko rin dito sa kanya is sobrang bilis lang ang response sa aking every single touch dito sa phone na ito. Plus, yung kanyang display is ang ganda. Pero one downside na pag naglalaro ka ng Wuthering Waves o the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is quite hot at 48 degrees Celsius after 30 minutes. Pagdating sa Farlight 84, wala ka rin magiging problema dito, sagad-sagaran ng graphics. One thing na napansin ko dito sa kanya is smooth ang gaming experience and halos wala akong na-feel na lags din along the way. Playing for around 30 minutes yung mga rank matches dito, talagang nag-enjoy ako ng gusto dito sa kanya. The touch response is fast and the display is good. 43 degrees Celsius din ang inabot ko after 30 minutes of gameplay. Pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, maning-mani na lang to, no? Honestly, sinagad-sagad ko rin ka graphics sa hanggang saan ang kaya niya and it gave me a really good experience dito. The display was nice and ang lakas din ng kanyang sounds. Maririnig mo talaga mga footsteps coming from the left and right and very immersive din ang kanyang gameplay. Pinakamainin na na-achieve ko after 30 minutes of gameplay, 41 degrees Celsius. Now, syempre right now, gusto na natin i-highlight ang camera ni Xiaomi 15 Ultra. It starts off with the main camera sensor na 50MP na may OIS na may aperture na 1.6. This one is a Sony LYT900 na sensor, followed by a 50MP na telephoto lens na may up to 3 times optical zoom, which this one gamit nila is a Sony IMX858 na sensor. Ang next niya is the 200MP na periscope telephoto lens of up to 4.3 times optical zoom. Samsung ISOCELL na HP9 naman ang sensor na gamit niya dito. And of course, there's a 50MP na ultra-wide lens na may 115 degrees na field of view. Samsung S5K JN5 naman ang sensor na gamit niya dito. It can shoot you up to 8K video and ang kanyang front-facing camera is a 32MP na shooter which is a Omnivision OV32B na sensor which can let you shoot up to 4K and 60. Now, sobrang daming kong photos na na-capture dito sa aking Xiaomi 15 Ultra. And I'll show you some of the best ones that I've captured dito sa kanya, starting off with some of the outdoor shot na nakuha natin. Now, taking a look at this very simple shot, I would tell you na sobrang ganda. Sobrang, I would say na cinematic tingnan sa mata ko. And looking at all of the details dito, do sa building, looks very sharp. Especially do sa kanyang clouds, pag zoom in mo, makita mo ang daming details na na-preserve dito sa kanya. Now, one of the good things na gusto ko dito sa kanya is that hindi masyado oversaturated. Unlike yung mga predecessor niya like si 13 Ultra, tends to oversaturate it a bit, pati si 14 Ultra. But dito sa 15, it preserved it to be a little bit more natural compared to sa kanyang predecessor, which I hope na makagawa tayo ng comparison soon. But this time around, we'll just simply concentrate muna kay 15 Ultra. Now, itong shot na ito, no, it looks very nice. Though the sky is a little bit saturated, but I love the way how it was presented dito sa photo na ito. This is another great shot na nakuha natin yung outdoors. It looks very nice, especially yung mga details sa cloud. Gustong-gusto kong tingnan. Now, nilaro naman natin ang kanyang different lenses and I was able to get some really nice shot dito sa kanya. And this is a ultra-wide shot. 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4.3 times, 10 times zoom, 30 times zoom, 60 times zoom, and a 120 times zoom. So honestly, after 120 times zoom, it's still very readable, no? And I believe that this is being calibrated using AI. This is Xiaomi HyperOS 2.0. Now, pagdating na sa indoor, maganda rin ang mga low-light photography shot na makuha mo sa Xiaomi 15 Ultra. And taking a look at this swimsuit, it looks really nice, very vibrant, pop out ang kanyang subject. Pag tumingin ka ng mga signages, no, pag pinicturean mo, ang ganda, no, litaw na litaw din itong logo ni Prada. Kahit yung mga simple shot like this one looks very nice and very captivating. And I was able to take a quick snap dito sa Xiaomi 15 sa loob ng Xiaomi store, and this is how it looks like. Sharp din naman ang photo nito. Now, this is probably one of my favorite photo na na-capture ko so far dito sa Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Kita mo ang ganda ng kanyang pag-focus dito sa filament ng ilaw and blurring all the way to the background with the natural blur. Ang ganda ng pagkakuha dito sa subject na ito. I honestly love this shot. Plus, if you're trying to take some product photography, ang ganda rin pagka-focus. Ang dali lang na mag-focus. Easy, just point and shoot, and you get a really nice photo like this one. Pwedeng pang poster. And taking a look at this shot, ang ganda rin ng kanyang pagkakuha dito sa mga LED lighting sa background, and hindi siya sumabog, no? Ganda rin. And taking a look at some of this food shot, honestly, you'll be surprised sa ganda ng camera na ito. Ang ganda ng pagka-capture dito, even though na low light, talagang mapapawaw ka sa mga food shot na na-capture ko dito sa Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Just take a look at some of these really nice shots na nakuha ko. Now, if you're trying to take some night photography, equally nice din, it was able to perform, no? And I was able to take some quick snaps naman while I'm on the road. And okay naman mga nakuha natin. So while on outdoors, I was able to take some night photography using the different lenses. And starting off with the normal lens is how it looks like. 2 times, 3 times, 4.3 times, and this is a 10 times zoom. Makita mo yung signage, ang ganda pa rin ng kuha, no? And this is a 30 times zoom, a 60 times zoom, and 120. Makita mo medyo kalat na ilaw, no, pagdating sa 60 and 120. Pero pagdating sa 30, it's still pretty much good. Napakita ko lang tong footage sa inyo, no, while I was playing with the different zooming capability. Kasi sabi ni Sammy Luo, pagdating sa 30 times zoom sa gabi, sumasabog na yung, yung subject, which I think medyo napapansin ko rin. Pero nung na-capture ko naman siya, pinakita ko naman sa inyo kanina, it looks very decent naman. Now, one of the major improvement for me personally is yung kanyang selfie camera. Sa Xiaomi 14, medyo hindi pa rin ako satisfied sa kanyang selfie camera. Medyo there are times na smudgy, there are times na hindi ganun kaganda, medyo soft. But this is a 15 Ultra, it has improved. For me, personally, significantly, I would say. Na kasi daily driver ko si 14 Ultra, and getting some of these sample shots on outdoor, I'm really impressed. No? Honestly, sharp na sharp mga photos, kunting touch up lang sa mga mukha ko, and it's almost perfect yung mga photos na na-capture natin from the front-facing camera. Now, if you bring it indoor, surprisingly, magandang mga photos na na-capture ko, no? Normally, sa 14 Ultra, you get some a little bit more smudgy and medyo soft na photos. Pero dito sa 15 Ultra, kahit medyo low light, it was still able to give me some nice snaps, no? And that's probably one of the biggest improvement dito na napansin ko comparing sa 14 Ultra. And this was a quick snap sa loob ng Xiaomi store, sa loob ng Mega Mall. And I was able to take a groupie shot din, testing it out, yung kanyang ultra wide sa selfie, which for me looks pretty nice. Na kung nagva-vlog ka naman using the front-facing camera, I would say na on outdoor, malinaw siya, smooth naman ang transition, wala kang maging problema kahit kamay ng gamit mo. And on indoor din, well, honestly, I'm impressed din sa kanyang video capability sa loob ng indoor. On Xiaomi 14 Ultra, you get a little bit more smudgy, pero dito, well, sharp pa. For the rear camera, needless to say, very sharp ang 4K 60 dito. And you can even use a 4K 120 or a 8K video dito sa rear camera ni Xiaomi 15 Ultra. And you'll be able to capture some nice moments, still moments when kahit nagluluto lang si Chef, tinan mo, pag-capture niya, maganda ang kuha dito sa 15 Ultra. Now guys, anong verdict ko dito sa Xiaomi 15 Ultra? Honestly, this is by far the best camera phone na meron ni Xiaomi. Coming off from the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, of course, being able to review the Vivo X200 Pro Mini, kayang-kaya na may pag-compete itong phone na ito. Probably for me, personally, everything na hinahanap ko is already here. Siguro there's a little bit more of the optimization na lang kulang para medyo mas maging smoother experience dito sa Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Pero sobra akong happy sa improvement ng kanyang camera performance, especially sa kanyang selfie camera. Kaya guys, ano nagustuhan nyo dito sa Xiaomi 15 Ultra? Let me know in the comments. And kung gusto nyo malaman kung saan kayo pwede bumili ng Xiaomi 15 Ultra, pwede nyo mabili ito sa UKDB Gadget sa Facebook page or on the links that I'll post on the description description box below. So kung nagustuhan nyo itong video na ito, don't forget to share it to your friends. And a quick sub sa aking channel is definitely us. I'll see you in my next video. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.